Hello and welcome to episode 67 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Margaret.
I am Jack.
Hello.
We didn't say it together.
I forgot.
You forgot?
Quite
How
simply,
could you forget?
Quite simply, I forgot.
How could you forget? That's the 67th time we've done it.
That's the 67th time we've done it,
And you forgot?
somehow I forgot. You know what? It's always a blind panic when we start. I don't know. We've been, again, 67 episodes.
It feels like a while since we recorded.
It does. When was the last time we
why.
recorded? It's been like, it feels like it's been at least like a week or something.
It's been almost a week. I think we recorded on Monday.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Why did we record on Wednesday?
I have no idea.
We recorded on Wednesday, so it hasn't even been that long.
Couldn't tell you.
But it feels like it's been ages, and I
It
don't know why.
does. It does feel like it's been ages.
Oh no, my mirror's not in the right place.
Oh, are we gonna have to stop already?
We're gonna have to stop already because I need the mirror to see if the camera's recording.
That's it. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello, we're back.
We're back.
Wow, how was this intro for you?
This is clean.
Professional podcasters.
Yeah, professionals.
Oh, so yes, hello, welcome to episode 67. How are you? What have you been up to?
What have you been doing?
I'm
interested to know. Please tell me right now.
The entity's been telling me rumors about what you've been up to.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Are you in trouble?
Oh, I think you are.
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble with
the entity,
the mirror,
and the law.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, you're fine. You're fine.
You're getting fined.
Oh, $100.
Fine.
$100 billion.
Pay the blood tax. Give it to me.
So yes, hello. I hope you're having a good
day.
I hope you had a good
evening.
Weekend. This is Monday's episode.
Monday.
How are you?
I'm brilliant.
Good.
I was gonna swear.
No.
And then I remembered.
Yeah.
Because I am a professional podcaster.
Because we're professional podcasters.
How about you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
We've done a lot this week.
We've done so much this week.
We've done so much this week.
And there's something big happening tonight.
There's something big happening tonight. We are...
Baby. Oh, you better believe something big's happening tonight.
We're doing a one-shot with some of our friends.
So we haven't played D&D for like 2.5 weeks. And I feel like I haven't played D&D for potentially a lifetime.
If 2.5 weeks, it's been more like 3.5, 4.5 weeks.
Is it?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Nah.
It's been a little while now. Like, it's definitely been more than 2.5 weeks. Definitely.
Nah, no way.
Yeah, this was like the third Wednesday that we hadn't played.
Liar.
No, no, I'm not.
It's been either 2.5 or 3.5.
It's been 3.5.
Definitely not been 4.5.
It's definitely been 3.5. Definitely.
But this is like the longest time I've not played D&D, and I am like, I just want to roll a dice.
I know, it's so weird.
I just want to roll a dice and pretend to be somebody else.
It's so weird, like, not having, like, the consistency. Like, I'm very bad at knowing what day it is anyway, but D&D on a Wednesday was, like, my grounding thing.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, yep, this is definitely Wednesday because
we're playing D&D?
Because we're playing D&D. So it's been really, really weird not playing it. So
It has been weird not playing it, but at the same time, it's like having, like, because really on that day, we do a small amount of work, we tidy the house, and then at 4 o'clock, our friends are here, basically. So then we start playing. And it's like, we have an extra day, so I feel like I've got, like, loads of time.
I know, it's so weird.
I don't feel like I've got loads of time. I just feel like I've got, like, more time.
A little bit more time. But yeah, we're doing an online campaign for the first time.
So we're trying the one-shot tonight?
Trying a one-shot, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've come up with what I think is a really cool character.
Yeah.
I think you've come up with a really cool character too. All of our friends have come up with cool characters.
Do you want to tell them what you're playing and what your name is?
Yeah, I'm playing a Gloomstalker Ranger.
Yeah.
And we're doing the one-shot at level 5, and I would normally multi-class, but for just a one-shot, I didn't see the point. And her name is Kira. And she is she's custom lineage, but she looks like a tiefling. If I can remember to put the picture up here, I'll put the avatar generator picture I made up of her here. I think I would remember so much more if there was a timestamp.
It's been 46 years since I recorded a podcast. I can't remember what a timestamp is.
And would you want to put a picture of your dude in?
So I tried to do a hero forge, and I couldn't get it to look anything like I wanted it to, so I gave up. But I do have a picture of him, but I found the art on the internet, so I just at least credit the artist.
Yes, of course, credit the artist,
But his name is Botan, and he is a Psy Warrior fighter. And this is what he looks like.
Yay!
This is a picture of him. He He's a little bit handsome.
He's a little handsome. Just a little bit handsome.
He's a little bit handsome.
Just a little bit handsome.
Yeah, and I'm the tank.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And he is basically the Psy Warrior fighter was always like when Wizards of the Coast put it out, it was always meant to be like a Jedi sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I am basically a Jedi.
Yeah.
I flavored it to be like a Jedi. My backstory is all about like Jedi stuff, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, and just to clarify, I know Jack's saying like there's backstory stuff. It's if we enjoy the one shot, there's a potential that we could do like a longer form thing after. So I also made a backstory too. I wouldn't normally for like a one shot character.
No. But like this is it's with some close friends of ours, so I'm really excited just because I know I'll enjoy it because of them.
Because of who they are.
I've never played online, so I'm just skeptical as to how that's gonna go. But
yeah, and you never know. You could literally you never know what it's gonna be like when you're actually playing the game. So
like I love those friends.
No, me too. Yeah, me too.
We spend a lot of time online with them on Discord anyway.
Very comfortable with these friends too.
So it's like I imagine it's going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, me too.
But you just never know when it comes to D&D because D&D is just a little bit different.
Yeah.
But so many people play online. I can't see it being like too crazy bad, but you never know.
You never know. You never know. I have a tendency to be like cautiously optimistic where I feel like you just throw yourself all the way in and you get really...
Yeah, I'm a little more... Like I like to get excited.
Yeah. The thing is, so do I, but... I'm very cautiously excited.
I think it's because you've been burnt a lot in the past.
I have.
Like the thing is, I remember when we went and played with those strangers.
Yeah.
Like, I think I probably had a better time than you.
Yes. I have to be in perfect conditions. For me to enjoy myself, all my perfect condition indicators have to be met. Yeah. And I'm aware it's not going to be perfect conditions every single time, but there's like a baseline because. I don't know. I don't know why I'm like this. I really don't know.
I know. So like, I'm a little more just in general, like easygoing.
Yeah, you are. Like, and it's not that I'm not easygoing.
No, I'm not saying that you're not easygoing.
But I have to have conditions that have to be met for me to be comfortable and have a good time.
And the thing is, I think for you, if one thing like doesn't feel right, it then begins to just sour everything
very
else.
much so.
It very much rolls on
very
for
much
you.
So. I'm very much I go off like instincts and how I feel. I go off how my gut feels because my body doesn't let me do anything other than that. And you know what? I was speaking to Abby last night and Abby was like, it's just hard to exist for me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, me. It's very hard for me to exist sometimes.
Yeah.
And you know what? Nothing has made that quite so glaringly obvious as having to leave the house twice this week to go do things.
Yes.
Man, being alive is just really hard for me.
Yeah, but to be fair, it did kick us a bit.
It did. It
did beat us down a little bit.
We went to Manchester to meet our mod Kay, which we mentioned last time. Oh my God, I've just been absolutely so exhausted since then. And then a couple of days after that, we went to Leeds to go see The Story So Far, which was amazing.
Which was insane.
Which was brilliant. One of the best gigs I've ever been to. I had such a wonderful view.
Margaret is very small.
I'm very small.
If there's a band that we really like to see and there's a venue we know, and we'd been to this venue a few times, and we know it's got like good, like, it's weird, like, the floor is below the stage, as you normally are, looking up to the stage. But then there's a barrier around
there's
the
like a
whole
balcony around the whole thing.
Floor space where you can just be the same level as the stage, maybe a bit higher and look at them.
Awesome.
So
Absolutely
we
awesome.
got there early, got a great seat.
Awesome. Really, really, really good. So I got to see everything. But Jesus Christ, if I was not absolutely exhausted after that, I don't know what it is. And now I'm like, I need a week to just do nothing.
Yeah, to be fair, we had a day off yesterday. We made pulled pork.
Yeah, we went to pulled pork and it was really good.
It was really good. I enjoyed it very much.
That's about it.
That's about it, yeah.
That's about it.
We've had a lot going on. And
we've had a lot going on. We're playing D&D tonight. Our very first online session tonight. So it's
real exciting.
It's very exciting. So we have to get through this quick. So
yeah, we got
about on D&D time.
3.5 hours till D&D time.
Yeah, that's about enough time.
Yeah.
Easy money. Maybe wouldn't have been a
3.5 hour podcast.
When?
What do we reckon? Right, let's do this. So
yes. Oh my God, we have fan art to go through.
I was about to be like, John. That's in a moment.
We have fan art to go through. I'm so sorry. Listen, these pieces of fan art, they're actually from like a couple of weeks ago now at this point. And because our schedule has been so all over the place. I just kind of forgot to put them in, but I've remembered this time. So thank you so much to
Huzzah!
Yeah, tell them.
Another.
Yes, one more.
Huzzah!
Thank you so much to everyone.
Every person who ever makes fan art. You
oh
are
my
amazing.
God, you're amazing. After going through the morning of Rayla, I have been constantly looking at all the fan art of her, and it brings me a lot of joy. So thank you so much.
When after if like the one shot goes well and stuff like that, we'll probably like talk a little bit more in depth on our characters next time.
Some
If you want to hear, if there do be any more fan art of those characters.
A wink. Huh? Some fan art of them.
It's my first character.
It's your first character. Well, it's not your first character.
Well, no, it's my first character that has been created since the Podblast has been a thing.
Yeah. True.
And you don't need to make any.
A wink.
But I do have you blown.
Entity, force them to draw.
Entity, make them draw.
So, this first piece of fan art, this has been sent in by Domi Borealis. And it's the crab rave.
It's a little crab with a moon on its head.
It's a little moon chewing crab rave.
If she was a crab.
If she was a crab. And you're going to see a theme here.
Yes.
After our watch parties, which we host on our Discord every Monday and Thursday when an episode goes live.
We say goodbye to everybody while we listen to Crab Rave.
We do a crab rave. The lights come on, the janitors come out and start sweeping, and the crab rave comes on as you leave the auditorium.
Out as it goes.
And it's a great time. And I'm always
join the Discord.
The phrase is, all right, druids, let's wild shape.
Let's wild shape.
And let's rave.
Let's rave, baby.
So I love it. What a cute, sweet little guy.
What a gorgeous little crab.
What a sweet little guy. Thank you so much, Domi. Domi before did a fan art. Rayla and Wolf going, hello, my dear.
Oh, is that Domi? Oh, Domi, a real MVP of the channel.
Thank you so very much. I love it. Thank you.
Very cute. I love it very much.
So this next one, this has been sent in by Stevie Orgrim, and it's a cat version of Rayla.
Look at the little moon on its forehead.
Look at the little moon. I love this style. I absolutely love this style.
Do you not think it looks a little bit like Gengar?
I guess.
It's the eyes. It's those triangle eyes.
Yeah, I suppose so. Actually, no, you know what? Yeah, no,
It does look a little Gengar.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. But
I love it.
I love it. I love it. It's so cute. I think Stevie said that in the Discord they're doing some form of like commissions for cat like this base with any design. You can tell I don't do art, right? You can tell I don't do that. This base. This buttery
biscuit base. Buttery, crispy flake.
So,
flaky,
yeah, look.
Crust.
It's Rayla as a cat. Thank you so
Very
much.
Cute.
I love it so much, Stevie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stevie /Grim.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you so much. And then this last one. This last one has been sent in. So, John, he is one of the OGs.
Yeah.
Really good guy. And his partner did us the crab rave.
Oh, his partner, because John's always in the watch party. So at the end, John was like, I've got a surprise for you. So we'll wait till the end when Crab Rave comes on. We were like, what could it be?
What could it be?
And it's just a little crab dancing with a disco ball.
I should be able to put the GIF in here. And it's just a little crab with a disco ball with the Eldritch Podblast logo. It's so
awesome.
cute.
So if you want to be privy to any of these things, get yourself in the watch party. Monday and Thursday, as soon as the episode goes live at 6 o'clock.
Yeah. And it's just a little crab, and it's a little wave.
Waving.
We're so glad you guys still enjoy the crab rave, even now.
It's just a nice way to say, like, you know, because imagine if the video just went off and everyone was like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
But, you know, as crab rave plays, like, we say goodbye to everyone.
That's when everyone says goodbye.
We thank everyone for coming, and then as soon as crab rave's over, everyone knows this. That's it.
Yeah, it's the same for when we start as well. We always put on the Critical Role lo-fi.
Yeah, a little bit of Mighty vibes.
And we chill out and we wait for people to come in, and it's a really good time. So thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I don't know your actual referred to name, but I know your Instagram handle is KHobbit. I'll of course leave links to everyone's credit below. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So wonderful.
To everyone who's ever done
cute.
fan art for this channel, it's amazing.
Indeed. Honestly, thank you. You really make it what am I trying to say here? Like special, yeah, like an experience.
It's like, I don't know, like we've like it's I could be like, we've only got like 3,500 subscribers. But the fact that we've got 3,500 subscribers and we've received so much fan art,
I know, it's unbelievable.
It's just absolutely madness.
It is absolutely unbelievable.
Like, I think we've got more fan art than a lot of channels have like ever been able to show.
I completely agree.
And it's just amazing.
For me, for Rayla, one thing for me is seeing like art of my characters, make them feel more alive. And you really, really did that for me. So thank you so much. Thank you. Oh,
we love you very much.
We love you very much. Thank you so much.
You are the best community.
You really are.
And we love that you're here. And we're excited to see it grow with you.
Thank you so much. All right.
All right, baby. Here we go. Let's get into the juice.
Oh, yes. So, yes, we have... It's Homebrew Challenge time, baby. Corrupted is over. It's gone. It's old news. It's in the trash.
If
it's
you
in the bin.
Corrupted, that's on you.
Yeah.
So we had some fantastic submissions for Monster, which we're going to be reading out in the next episode.
Yes. So on Thursday's episode, it's going to be the winner for the Corrupted Monster.
The wiener. But we got a big special D20. So this is going to be the Homebrew Challenge dice from now on.
It's going to sound like hell to roll.
It's going to be like a boulder has smashed into the set and killed us both.
Especially because I'm not going to remember to turn it down in post. It is
so heavy.
It's so big.
And this is a wooden table.
Yep. You're dead.
Are you ready?
Yeah, you're dead.
Okay, so we've actually got quite a slimmed down list here.
Yeah. So
give it to me.
Here's the list. And we have crossed out, Margaret, please remember to cross out the things that we've already done on the list. We've decided that we've crossed out everything we've already done, so we can't have duplicates until the whole list is done and finished, and then we will bring everything back in the theme in whichever it comes back. Oh. So, the new theme for the next 3 challenges and the next 6 weeks is going to be...
6 weeks? The next 6 weeks!
Is going to be Fae. This is... I feel like Fae is such a huge, open, like...
Yeah.
There is so many ways to interpret Fae, I think.
Could it be, like... Could it be all about like nature and how like maybe like out of hand nature can be in the Feywild? Could it be like tricky? Could it be
like
deceiving, mischievous? Yeah. I love it. It's so
I
cool.
love it. I love it too. And you guys loved it. This was the
second to Corrupted.
Yeah, it was
by
very
like
close
one vote.
to Corrupted. Yeah, very much so. So shall I just
roll? Yeah.
So if you don't know what the Homebrew Challenge is, it's we set a theme for the next 3 challenges, and then every single other week we start a new challenge. We roll for it on this table here, and whatever we have, you homebrew. Basically.
Yeah, you homebrew it. So far we've had simple melee weapon, simple ranged weapon, a ring, a character, a god deity, a patron, a monster, and a world primer.
Yeah.
So they're the things that are crossed off that we can't get anymore for a little while, and we're rolling on the rest. So let's see what we get.
Right, Matt. Write a timestamp for when I roll this so I can turn the volume down because it's going to be so loud. So, here we go. Are we ready? Are you looking at the list?
I'm looking at the list, baby.
8.
It's a necklace. It's a necklace.
It's a necklace.
It is a necklace from the Feywild.
Wow.
Did you find it? Give me the lore of it. What does it do? Does it have charges? Is it just a storytelling piece? Is it a necklace lost by a member of the Unseelie or Seelie court that needs to be returned for a grand prize?
Oh my god.
You tell me, baby.
Yeah, you tell me. You
get
let
in
me
there
know.
and let me know. Get in the Discord. Go to the Homebrew Challenge forum. Put your submissions in there. And then if you win or you are a runner-up, you will get featured on this podcast and we will read it out for everyone to listen to.
Yes.
And if you win, you will enter the Hall of Fame.
Yes. So entries close on Monday the 11th, which is next Monday. You have exactly 1 week to get it in. If you're not sure on how to write up the actual information for the necklace, we will put a template in. It's optional.
But do not feel like you need to adhere to the template. You can write any of these however you want. It doesn't have to be like a stat block for an item. It could be the background for an item. Yeah.
It could be the story of an item.
It could be the story of an item, yeah.
It doesn't have to be
but it
like
can
a stat
be
block.
Also a magical item.
Exactly. So we will put a template in there if you want to see it. It'll be in the challenge resource pin in the Discord. And you have a week. You have a week to make us a necklace for Fae.
And if you make Margaret cry, you get bonus points.
Listen, don't make me cry. I can't handle anymore.
If you make Margaret cry, you go into a special category within the Discord.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I
don't think so. No, you don't. The amount of people who are like, I'm so proud that I made you cry. Listen, doesn't take much.
It's not that it's nothing to be proud of, but it's not
listen,
very hard.
I could cry right now if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So stop looking at me. So yes, thank you so much. The link to our Discord is in the description below.
Also, go pick up a heavy metal t-shirt. Pick up a logo t-shirt. I haven't got it on, but that's the one that I wear sometimes. Head to our Hellbound Dice Etsy shop and pick up any notebooks, any mugs, any presents for your players or your dungeon masters, personalized dice bags, and all the lot. If you would like something from there, if you use code Podblast at checkout, you will get 10% off all your purchases.
Yay! All right, should we just get into the episode?
Yes, please.
So you can read, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't want to. I don't want to call you out.
I don't want to assume. You know what happens when you assume?
You make an ass out of you and me.
Yeah. Entity, give them the ability to read. Let them comprehend languages, please.
Yes, cast comprehend languages.
Yes,
on the,
thank you. Thank you, Entity.
Entity, make an ass out of you and me. Please.
So now you can read,
and
you can see, and so am I.
I'm an ass.
You can see that today we are doing D&D Hot Takes.
The hottest of takes.
You know what? We constantly flip between calling them hot takes and unpopular opinions. I actually think hot takes is a better name because sometimes these aren't unpopular at all. Sometimes we completely agree with them. Do you know what I mean? So I think hot takes is a better one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't fucking give a shit.
I know you don't. I know you couldn't care less.
But it's just great when we put an unpopular opinion on TikTok and then it's not unpopular and it's a great opinion and then everyone's like, well, this isn't unpopular.
It's not unpopular. Yeah, that's the joy of the internet.
That's the joy of the internet.
So
change the name.
Some of these are submissions. Not too many, but saying that, we actually have received quite a few hot takes / unpopular opinions.
You
submissions.
Spicy motherfuckers.
So thank you so much. Please, if you have them, send them in. It's very much appreciated. And then the rest are from the Reddit, but I will state which came from where.
I see you were feeling brave.
Yes, I see that you...
And I admire that.
Yes, I like that about you.
I like that about you.
Entity, make them take a risk. All right. So this is a submission, and this has been sent in by Sophie, and she goes by she, her.
Thank you, Sophie, for your submission.
Thank you, Sophie. Hello, I'm Sophie, smiley face. From, I think, Hot Takes episode 61, glad we agree, lol. And the hot take that Sophie sent in then was, it's okay for DMs to restrict races and classes based on vibes and encourage, reflavoring things instead,
yes.
Which we completely agreed with.
Yes, I do completely agree with, yes.
So thank you, Sophie. Thank you for another submission.
Oh, Sophie.
So,
very brave of you, Sophie.
This is not my hot take, but the hot take from a DM friend of mine. He doesn't set HP for enemies at all. Instead, he ends combat when he feels it's narratively satisfying or when combat feels like it's gone on for too long. I am pro fudging monster HP on occasion. Sometimes you just balance things wrong, particularly if you're like me and you homebrew a lot of monsters. I've even delayed enemies dying for a round so that the players that have been having a rough time can get the kill. But no HP at all? That's wild.
Yeah. So... This is like, you either, if you like this rule, you stand it and you stand by it. Mm-hmm. And I understand why.
But I think, actually, we should say, before we go any further, all of these hot takes and unpopular opinions,
if they work for you,
100%.
That's fine.
Everything we're speaking on here is our opinion and what we perceive. Could be completely different to you, and that's completely fine.
We've had different D&D experiences.
Absolutely.
We've had different dungeon master experiences.
Yeah, we're different people. Yeah.
We're different people, and we're not all going to love the same thing, and that's absolutely fine.
And that's totally normal and fine.
But this is a podcast, and I am going to talk about the things I need to talk about here.
But yes, if you agree with any of these, that's fine. If you use these and they work for you, that's fine. We don't know anything about your table, so tell us to shut the fuck up. No, don't. Well, yeah, no, don't. That will hurt my feelings. Don't tell me to shut the fuck up.
So, this is a great tool for a dungeon master who is just starting to balance combat.
Yeah, fair enough.
To figure out how much damage your party can do.
Can put out, definitely.
Like, every now and then, if you put this monster has 100 HP, you get into the fight, and then you just get absolutely fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to go back to the drawing board of understanding how much your party can do and why they can do it. And 0 HP monsters that just the combat's off when it's over.
Yep.
Are good now and then to find that out. But the thing is, with a game that relies on numbers completely and utterly mechanically based on numbers, your stats indicate how much damage you do.
Yeah.
You get magic items that buff that damage. Spells do a certain amount of D whatever damage. Like, if nothing has HP, then that's basically irrelevant.
Like, to what end, I suppose, is the question. Like, to what end? And the thing is, I only DM'd for about 6 sessions, and I could not balance anything. Balance was something that I completely, I was new to it, so of course I wasn't going to be good at it. And there was so many combats, and we only did maybe like 6 or 7, where I had to do this. I had to just go, oh wow, let's just forget about the health of those and just keep going until I feel like it's right, until I feel like it's done.
But is that because we burnt through the HP?
Oh my god, 100%. You absolutely smashed through everything. And at that point I was like, okay, well, I guess the numbers don't really matter. I'm just gonna wait until it feels right.
Yeah. So I don't know, because the thing is, right, if you never knew as a player, you probably wouldn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
But if your dungeon master is so openly like, I just say it's over when it's over, then it's just like, your players sit there like, but then what's the point?
Yeah, I
think we're going until it's arbitrarily over from your point of view.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And not everyone will think of it like that, but I would definitely think of it like that. And yeah, again, there's a reason that there's like a DM screen. Mm-hmm. There's a reason that the DM withholds information like this to not, I don't know. Sometimes I think having a peek behind the curtain isn't as fun
as you think it is.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
No, I agree. And God, again, it's like when it's built around numbers, the number that you're trying to meet is important. It's like a DC.
Yeah,
HP is basically a damage check DC.
Yeah.
Like, how much can you kill them before it kills you?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, right, if it is, it's so weird, because if it is just, I make it up, then either, like, if you kill a PC, you've arbitrarily killed a PC because it's not dead yet in your eyes.
Yeah, I guess it's because it doesn't go the other way around, right?
Like, if you kill a PC, why haven't we killed it before? Because you haven't said so, because you make up the HP. So I just don't understand where the balance comes in of how hard can it be? Yeah,
but I suppose it would be different with a PC though, right? Because unless PCs don't roll for health.
Oh, no. What I'm saying is, if the dungeon master kills a PC, okay, in the combat,
yes,
but you've done loads of damage to it, it's like, so basically you just made up your mind that in this combat you wanted to kill someone because there is no HP and we haven't killed it yet.
Right, yeah.
But that's your decision.
Yeah, true. I suppose it's like, again, to what end, I suppose. And the thing is, I don't think there is anything wrong with doing this every now and then. Maybe if it's like it's like Sophie says, if you've just not balanced it right.
Yeah, and like, let's just say, like, you're building a Gloomstalker, right?
Yeah.
The issue with this is, if you Nova round, you get a couple of crits, you do 4 attacks on your first round because you're great.
Yeah.
But the DM wants it to go this many rounds.
Yeah.
Then it's just basically undone all of your hard work making your character a Nova round character. Because, you land 4 attacks and you get a couple of crits, but it's not dead because I want it to go this many rounds.
I also suppose, though, if I didn't know that, then I wouldn't be none the wiser. I'm a very firm believer of ignorance is bliss sometimes with D&D.
I think doing this is fine to know how much damage your players can do every now and then. I still wouldn't even do this. Let's just say it has 100 HP, and then suddenly it has 150 HP this time, and your players will never know because it's a homebrew monster, and they're not going to fight it again. Like, that's fine. But I just feel like it's unfair on your, like, especially your power builders and your metagamers, learning that you're metagamers.
I'm kind of the opinion of it's only really unfair if people know. Like, if people are aware of it. Yeah, well, Sophie doesn't play in this DM's game, and we don't know if this is actually, like, common knowledge. But I think if it was common knowledge, that's where it would get frustrating. If it's not, I don't know.
Again, at the end of the day, if your players have no clue.
Yeah, and if your players are having fun, then it doesn't matter. I think, you know what? All of these could come down to, if everyone's having fun, then it doesn't matter.
No,
but I wouldn't like to know that. It could very well be happening, but as long as I don't know, I don't care. But that's maybe not a healthy way to deal with things.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think this is unpopular?
See, I think this is unpopular.
Yeah, I think this is unpopular as well.
This is an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
The thing is, I get it for a new DM.
Yeah, I do too. I do very much so.
Till they understand balance.
Yeah, very much so. I do as well.
So I think this is actually just resting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think so. Yeah.
This could swing both ways.
Yeah.
I would if I knew it.
Yeah.
And I was at the table playing,
it would feel pointless.
I
yeah.
would literally be like, well, this combat's pointless.
Yeah, agreed. But some other people won't see it that way.
But some other people won't see it that way, and I understand.
Yeah, that's the joy of being a free-thinking human with different thoughts and opinions, you know?
No, Margaret, we have to think...
We have to think exactly the same.
We have to think exactly the same, and we have to think one way, and there is no room for speculation.
Entity, make them think one way.
Make them think in one way and one way only.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much, Sophie.
Yes.
Thank you for sending another submission in.
Thank you, Sophie.
Very good.
Very good.
This next one, this has been sent in by Anonymous, and she goes by she, they.
Anonymous she, they. Thank you so much for your submission.
Thank you so much. So, giving players information they're not supposed to know just because they asked should never be done. In some cases, such as with maps, it's unavoidable. But if I, for example, ask what kind of book is on a shelf in a bookstore, and I'm told it's a spell book, but your character wouldn't know that, it is not only useless information, but it puts the player in a difficult position to discern information their character knows from the information that their character doesn't know.
I agree.
I agree.
I think especially with that example, because then it's like, well, then I fucking take the book.
Yeah, like, why would your character...
But then the day I was like, yeah, but you don't know. Then it's like, then why the fuck did you tell me?
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? When I first read it, I didn't agree. I didn't agree with, like, don't not tell your players things. But then that example, I was like, yeah, that actually completely makes sense. Like, that, like...
The thing is, right, Ambaryerno guy, I think, goes completely against this. Have you seen that clip of where it's like, it's like the bird flies out of view, and as it goes around the bend, it sees a smaller bird and it grasps onto it and digs its claws into it and breaks its neck and severs its spine from its body. And then she goes, but none of you see that. And then Brennan's like, I don't see that? So it's like, you know, like that's information that they don't know. Yeah. But like, so yeah. I think this is case by case basis. But yeah, in that case, I think that's just a tease.
I completely agree.
I
totally completely agree. And like, you know what? I actually think there's some circumstances where giving your players information that they can't do anything about, giving their characters information they can't do anything about, but giving the players the information actually can be quite good. There's been moments, and I can't think of exact moments where we have, in your campaign, maybe not seen something or done something or like rolled really bad for something. And you're like, perfect example, what happened to Priestess with Loki with the amulet when she failed the check got a natural 1. And you were like, well, you feel like you know something, but you're not sure. That is perfect example of like giving people information that we don't know what it is, but we know something's up.
Yeah, but that was also like a storytelling tool.
I also feel like that's completely different to this, actually.
You thought that she knew something that was probably going to be vital in a moment.
Yes, yeah.
But you couldn't quite figure it out, and every time she tried to figure it out, she rolled like super low.
Yeah.
But you know, like being like, oh, there's a number of you go into a magic item shop and they all look pretty normal magic items, but then you see a nice silver sword that looks really nice, and you're all super low level and you don't fucking know anything, and it's the Holy Avenger or something like that, and it's the greatest fucking sword
but you don't
of
know
all
that.
time,
yeah.
and it's fucking blessed by the fucking god of dragons, Bahamut or whatever, but none of you know that, and it's like,
yeah, and then I think what OP is saying here, it's like, how do you then get that information as a player and not have your character act on it?
To do something about it.
It gets really frustrating, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess it could create some role play moments of like thinking outside of the box to get this thing, but why would you do that as well?
Just saying like it feels different. It feels more magical. It feels more powerful. There's something about it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That creates intrigue.
Yeah, but going, it's a magic item, but you don't know that.
Like, that just kind of stinks.
Yeah, that does stink.
That stinks a little bit, I think.
Does stink.
I think that's a bit stinky.
That is stinky. I agree.
So,
stinky.
I think this is... What did it say?
So giving players information they're not supposed to know just because they asked should never be done.
Restful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
that's why I had to get you to read it out again. That is restful.
Yeah. Again, restful. You know what? Reading it out loud like that sounds like it could potentially be very unrestful.
Yeah.
But no, I completely agree, especially given the examples given here.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
What's the point in giving them information that they shouldn't know?
Yeah.
It's like, if they shouldn't know it, don't give them it. Mm-hmm. If they fail the check, don't give it to them. Like, that's the point of checks,
Yeah.
and that's the point of information.
Agreed. Thank you very much,
Thank
OP.
you, OP.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Anonymous, thank you for your submission. It was a bit of a spicy one.
Thank you for your patronage.
But I think, thank you for your patronage.
Yeah, thank you for your patronage.
But I think I agree.
Okay, so this next one has been sent in by Anonymous, and he goes by he, him. Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous, to him. I zoned out for a second there. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Anonymous.
I saw nothing behind
for your
eyes.
submission.
So, I don't think you should always roleplay and do what your character would do. For context, I'm in a campaign with 5 other players. 5 of us decided that the best course of action was to attack this group of enemies coming towards us. But one player decided to run off to the caravan we were traveling with because part of his backstory was that he cared about the refugees in that caravan.
Right.
So he sat for over 30 minutes muted while we did our combat encounter. Being down a player meant the combat took way longer and one of our players almost died. This was session 1 and we were level 1. He would not listen to us as we asked him to not leave, and he rolled a nat 20 insight to realize that the best decision would be to stay and fight, which he just ignored for roleplay.
Okay. So we'll quickly talk about that situation before we get onto just the opinion itself. First of all, must have been real fucking boring for that person.
Yeah, I know.
To just go and
I know, and just sit there.
And watch this extremely long, arduous fight because they weren't there. But in general, I think, see, this is the thing. Like, like right now, I'm making a character. I've made a character, and I've thought about like the things that matter to me and the things that like I want to like convey with my character. Yes, I will try and do that at the best of times.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to go against what
you have to,
what you think is right
for the sake of the party.
For the sake of the party.
Totally. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I think, yes, you should roleplay what your character would do as long as it's not a detriment to the party.
As long as it's not a detriment to the party.
There's going to be times where you have to compromise what your character would do. In the same way, in real life, you have to compromise what you would do.
Yes.
Just for the betterment of others, for the sake
around
of
you,
others.
yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, I completely agree
Sometimes
with that.
doing what my character would do isn't the right thing.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought it?
I know. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
But I completely agree.
That
and then
the words "it's what my character would do" aren't always right.
And like this situation here, like I don't think there should ever be a situation where your whole group goes into combat and one of you doesn't, unless the party is like split or something like that.
Yeah, or something, like.
And unless it's like narratively a
valid
reason for you to be separate. I don't think there should be a situation in which someone goes, "No, I'm just going to sit out this."
Actually.
Yeah, I'm just for whatever reason, unless again there's a narrative reason for it. Like it's just annoying for everyone.
Like, and the thing is, right, after this combat, the whole party is going to be fucking pissed with you.
Yeah.
Because you've just left them in the lurch while they're fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
Like, the characters will be annoyed with you, and the players will probably be annoyed with you.
Totally.
And I bet the thing is, they probably went up to this character afterwards and were like, "What the fuck was that?
Yeah, what was that
and
about?"
This person was like, "It's what my character would do. The caravan means a lot to me." And it's like,
Yeah.
then fucking protect it, by the way.
And again, to be like level 1 and in your first combat, and to be like, "No, I'm not." Like,
is this level 1?
Yeah, we were level 1. It was session 1 and we were level 1. And it's like, listen, a strong breeze could kill you at level 1.
Literally.
You know what I mean? A hamster breathing on you could kill you.
100%.
So I think
hamster's breath weapon.
Yeah, exactly. It would be more like,
and you're dead.
And you're dead, and that's it.
You're dead. You're finished.
Yeah,
you're finished.
I think you have to find reasons as a party to stick together in the beginning. You have to force it. You have to.
You basically have to. Like, if you're level 1 and the campaign's starting, like, you have to have a reason why you are going to pick up the sword and shield, why you're going to pick up the spell book and do something about it. Because otherwise, you're just an NPC.
Agreed. Yeah,
you're
exactly.
Just a fucking tavern keeper or a sheep herder or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have a reason why you are going to make a difference and you're going to do something about it. Because otherwise, you're not the heroes of the story.
And there's so many ways you could spin something like this. Like, instead of having to like go to the caravan, you could say like, I'm keeping them as far away from the caravan as possible because I care about the caravan.
Because I care about the caravan.
Yeah, there's ways to do it.
That is a logical way to think.
Yeah. And I wonder if this is like maybe an inexperienced thing, but I think it takes a little while to realize that as the party, you have to work together and you have to find reasons to stick with each other in the beginning, and you have to kind of forego that social norm of, oh, we're kind of strangers and we don't really want to hang out with each other. You have to forego that.
You have to just get rid of that because It's like, well, my character wouldn't hang around with you. It's like, well, then
what's the point in being here?
Campaign's over then.
I think that might be an experience thing as well, though, honestly. How much would it hurt if this landed on your head?
Well, when you bought it, the guy did say...
He was like, please don't put it in a sock and kill someone.
Please don't put it in a sock and hit somebody with it.
To which I said, don't worry, I won't hold you liable for it.
But yeah, you're right. Like, it's so funny to think that the more experienced players probably do the thing that is the least like their character. Because if you're a lone wolf character...
Which we've all done. We've all been there.
And also, you can play it good. It's totally fine. It's not. It's just when people don't. If you're a lone wolf character in session 1 and you're inexperienced, you ain't joining that party. No way. You're going to find every reason not to. But the lone wolf character with experience will be like, I need these people. I need to use these people.
Exactly.
And that's a totally fine way to join the party.
Yeah. Do we think this is an unpopular opinion?
Do you want to know what? No.
No, I don't think so either. No, I don't. I
actually think this is a perfectly restful.
Me too.
Normal opinion.
Completely, totally. Thank you, Anonymous.
Normal and restful.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry. That sounds like that was so annoying. I hope it sorted itself out.
Can you pop this down there, babe?
Yeah.
Bibs.
What do you think?
Thanks, babe.
Do you see how much I snatched it? So this next one, this is the last submission we have. It's a slightly longer one, but it's a good one. So this has been sent in by DM Tucker, and he goes by he, him.
Thanks, DM Tucker, for your submission.
Thank you, DM Tucker. So my unpopular opinion is GMs should spoil things for their players more often. People talk all the time about how to DM well to get games of Critical Role at Dimension 20 quality. But of course, there's the player side as well. And while there is also lots of player advice out there, sometimes players choose to be players and not DMs specifically because there is less expected of them, and that is fair. Mercer, Iyengar, Mulligan, etc. would all not run such magical games if their players weren't incredibly talented. As someone trained in improv in ways my players are not, I notice this sometimes, and that is perfectly fine and expected. So where your regular person player lacks professional experience in storytelling, improvising, etc., literally just spoiling shit for them can act as a substitute. Actual players can act and react so beautifully because of intense trust in their own skill and the skill of their DMs, as well as trusting the DM to not punish interesting, non-stupid character decisions. If you ease the player burden of having to react to something for the first time, it can free them up to make interesting and informed decisions that are beautiful for their character and story. People can get stressed or overwhelmed and end up making decisions that work, yes, but maybe aren't as great for the story, or are maybe too heavily informed by the player's brains wanting to avoid a bad outcome than the character's brain doing what they would actually do. My example is, hey, this guy that gave your character the info that caused you to fall out with your family, he's now going to try and take you under his wing and manipulate you. Is that something you're comfortable with? If so, the amount your character buys into this is up to you, but I, as the DM, see this as an interesting step in your character's journey, and I can promise you won't be punished for intentionally making your character fall for it a little. Plot points don't have to be a surprise for every player to be riveting and awesome. Light spoiling gives players the time to think about the situation so they can react to it later on in ways that are juicy and satisfying for the story as they continue to build their player storytelling skills.
Okay.
What do you think?
So this is a tough one. This is a really, really tough one.
Mm-hmm.
So with that example, okay. So at the beginning of my dungeon mastering career and path that I took, I was trying to do very subtle things, and I realized very quickly that my party were not the mastermind, brilliant thinking people that I thought they might be. And I realized that this was basically something that happened for me.
Yeah.
Like something like that. I would have this person gave you information and that's why they're falling out with your family. So I'm going to just manipulate you and take you under my wing. But I wouldn't tell them that. I would just do it. So, but they weren't clinging on to the story beats and clinging on to the nuanced things that I wanted them to do.
And I think, first of all, one brain cell. We literally have one brain cell between all of us, and we don't know. As the players, there's so much speculating.
Yeah.
We would over-speculate, I think, is the problem.
Yes.
And you as the DM, you had the cohesive story there. So to you were like, of course, this is what's happening. To us, we're thinking about the fucking person we met 3 weeks ago who wore a funny hat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So there's two ways to do this, and I basically went the complete opposite way to this person.
Yeah.
And what I did was every time that I laid a hint down and they didn't get it, I would then lay another hint down the next session, the session after that, but make it like twice as more obvious. If they didn't get it again, I would lay it on even thicker, and to the point where I basically told them without telling them, whereas you are just telling them.
Yeah.
And I think this just comes down to Dungeon Master style.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
Like, and this is no shit to you and no hate to you, I would fucking hate this.
See, I actually really like this.
I would personally, as a Dungeon Master, I don't know as a player, I would hate to do this.
Yeah, see, as a player, I think maybe not now, definitely when I was more inexperienced, I think I would have liked this because I think DM Tucker makes a really good point saying like the normal average player, especially if it's their first time doing role play, their first time exploring a backstory, exploring these plot points, if something introduces itself to you without any warning and there's like a sudden like plot twist or something, I think yes, in that moment you can panic and make a decision that you're not happy with.
Yeah.
However, in this situation, being told, and I think maybe only I think I would only like this for backstory stuff, not for main your story stuff. To be told, this is kind of the trajectory I have for you. What do you think? Yeah, I think I would have liked that. Maybe not so much now because I like to be surprised. Listen, I have one brain cell. It's not hard. It's not hard to surprise me.
And I agree. And the thing is, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like some players can still have a fantastic time.
Yes.
Even though they know what's going on.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
and the thing is, you don't even know necessarily what's going on here. Like in that example, it's like, okay, yeah, this person is lying to me and manipulating me. You don't know why. You don't know how. You don't know to what degree. You don't know what the end goal is.
See, I think the only other thing I would say is I think some people would actually struggle to roleplay this.
Yeah.
Because they would know.
True.
And they would have to go along with it even though they know it's sort of happening.
Yes.
So I think again this one is just weird because it's so dependent because I think there's a lot of players who would love this.
Yeah, true.
And I think as a dungeon master, first of all, I think it makes your fucking life
my god, so much easier.
And if your players are still more than happy, then there's still surprises that you can do. It doesn't ruin all surprises.
No, it totally doesn't.
But
no.
I think I would not like this as a dungeon master personally.
Yeah. Having us know kind of what your next step would be.
Yeah, because I do like to surprise.
And that's how we play. Like our table is very much about secrets and surprises.
Yeah.
That's what we like as a table. And I think this truly comes down to each individual player and individual DM. But I like the idea that you're doing this to not catch people out.
Yes.
To not let people, I think that's a common thing, worrying about the bad outcome like it's a game, like a video game. Like you choose the wrong option, you get the bad outcome. D&D's not as linear as that.
No,
I don't think.
things don't like instantly gratify and instantly pay off like that in D&D.
Exactly. Unless they do for you, that's fine. But I think people worry about the bad outcome and worry about doing the things their characters would do.
I agree. They get a little bit of analysis paralysis when the pressure's on.
Oh my god, totally.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel like this, especially for a new player, alleviates that.
I agree.
Now, do I think this is an unpopular opinion? Yep.
Yes.
I think
this is an extremely
unpopular opinion. But I think.
But who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thought it?
An unpopular opinion that we don't mind because it's not laced in hatred.
Yeah, exactly.
And malice for your players.
You know what? I truly believe any decision you're making for the betterment of your players
is always a good thing.
It's always a good thing. And this is just another option in the arsenal if you need it.
Yeah.
And again, I wouldn't at this point I wouldn't like this now. I wouldn't like to know a single thing.
No.
But
I'm
that's
the same.
Just because of who I am.
And that's because we're more seasoned players, though.
Yeah, and because we like secrets.
And
because I have one brain cell.
And that's the way that we like to play. So, look, I think if it works for you and it works for your table, unreal.
Like this totally stops any DM versus player mentality, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
Which is such a common thing.
So I think it is.
I think it's unpopular, definitely.
I think it's unpopular, but I think it is actually restful.
Me too.
As long as you and your players are enjoying it, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Thank you, DM Tucker. That was a good one.
Cheers, DM Tucker. That was a really great one.
That was a really good one.
That was a really interesting one.
Okay, so all of the rest of these are from the Reddit.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah,
I say brilliant, but this is where
this is where it gets wild.
Oh my god!
I can't even remember what ones I've put in. To be fair, so this next one is always playing optimally is boring. Have some fun with it.
Okay. Right. So this is a weird one. This is a weird one. Because like it's either why can't we just understand that people play differently?
Yeah.
I just do not understand why
can't you have both?
Do you want to know what was amazing? I'm going to mention her again because she's fucking sick. But Ginny D did a video a long time ago about not making the most optimal decision.
Yeah.
And she was like, how about you don't put your barbarian strength at 18 and you have it a little bit lower and let them grow. And then she made a video analyzing her video about that, saying how she was wrong and like min-maxers and optimizers are just playing how they want because that's fun for them.
Yeah.
And it's like neither of them are wrong. Literally neither of them are wrong.
Yeah.
But I understand when you've got a party full of optimizers and then a sandbag somebody.
Yes, absolutely.
That
completely,
doesn't feel great.
Totally.
But then you've got a
and vice versa.
A group full of role players who don't care about the stats and then a min-maxer.
It
that
feels
feels
bad.
like shit.
I completely agree.
Neither of them are wrong. But if you're in the party together, you need to understand.
It will feel bad, yeah.
That you play differently.
Totally,
And
totally.
if you don't, it's going to feel like shit.
And the opinion that playing optimally is boring, have some fun with it. This sounds like this is coming from a very personal position of maybe having an experience with one person.
Yeah.
And once again, there's this rhetoric that like min-maxers and optimal players, they're like these boring people who stick to the numbers and they don't do any role play and they just want to do max damage. And that simply isn't the case.
It's not the case.
Like
look at us.
There can be people who do that, but there's also people who do all of it together at the same time.
Like Margaret is a fucking min-maxer.
Yeah.
Almost to the point where she asks for too much.
I do ask for too much.
She min-maxes and then asks
I ask for more.
Crazy things on top of that.
Yeah.
But she's also an unbelievable role player.
Thank you.
Like you can have both.
Yeah, you can have both. You can literally have both.
I don't understand why it's like you either optimize or you don't optimize. And you have a good. It's like, why is that the hard line?
And you know what? To go back to what Ginny D said, by the way, what a queen to come back and be like, you know what? I've changed my opinion.
Oh my god, you changed your mind on the internet?
What a queen. And I know people fucking roasted her for it, unrightfully so.
Yeah, because they're all a bunch of troglodyte looking ass bitches.
I know. But to go back to that, when we first started playing D&D, our very first campaign, we had no idea what we were doing, obviously. And our DM was very much like, don't worry about the stats. Don't worry about the classes. Don't worry about the races. Pick what you think is fun and play what you think is fun. And that was good for that scenario. However,
that was good for the first about 10 sessions.
Yeah, and then
was the problem.
Afterwards, realizing that I had not paired a good race with my class, I played a tiefling barbarian. No hate if you play a tiefling barbarian, but
what?
But it wasn't good.
Charisma and Dex isn't the stuff
it wasn't
that you
good.
need for a barbarian.
It wasn't good, and she was. I can recognize in hindsight now she was weak as piss, and that I didn't enjoy that. And I remember hating my character so much because she was so weak. But I didn't understand the concept of her being weak
at the beginning. But and then we got halfway through the campaign, and then we were like,
fuck. But that's that. It was great for us.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and I think recognizing that. My roleplay hasn't changed. I think my roleplay's only gotten stronger since then.
Yeah. But your min-maxing has also gotten far stronger.
Exactly.
Your understanding on how to build a character and why to make decisions has become stronger.
Like, you can totally have both.
And you've not, sullied your fun because of it. Yeah. You've not had a worse time because of it.
No.
You've gotten better at both and had a better time because of it.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to be strong.
Both?
I hate this correlation of being strong to being boring.
Yeah.
And that's simply not the case.
It's just not the case.
It's simply not the case.
It's
and
not the case.
If you're listening to this and you're a min-maxer and you like building powerful characters and people call you boring, ignore them. And the other way around, by the way.
Yeah.
The same applies to the people who don't play optimally.
If you don't play optimally,
that's
and
fine as
well. That's not the most optimal decision.
Who cares?
Who gives a fuck?
Who cares?
But the problem is, why do we have a problem with each other? Let's just let everyone play Dungeons and Dragons
however
how they want to play Dungeons
and
and Dragons.
Yeah.
There isn't a wrong or right way to play Dungeons and Dragons. And if you think there is, you're the only one that's wrong.
Yeah, agreed.
You're literally the only person that's wrong.
Agreed. Yeah.
Shut up.
What do we think? I actually think this is an unpopular opinion. I think this is a hot take.
This is an unpopular opinion because I think people have actually opened their eyes to the fact that
min-maxing isn't bad.
Min-maxing isn't bad, and not min-maxing isn't bad.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. There's min-maxers who are trash. There's min-maxers who are nasty and
who just want to fuck their DM.
Exactly, and that's a totally different kettle of fish.
And that's the kettle of fish because then it's just like DM versus player, and then we get onto that argument.
Totally.
Yeah,
I think
this is an unpopular opinion.
I think this is an unpopular opinion, and I disagree.
And I think it's rancid as fuck.
Yeah, rancid.
I think it's rancid as fuck.
Yeah. All right, this next one.
Okay.
Having races that are fundamentally evil in your D&D world doesn't make you a racist. Some cultural norms in real life and in game can and should 100% be treated as morally vile and evil by design.
I don't. The thing is, I think you wanted to have a hot take, and then you put the hot take on, but then didn't give any examples because you're a coward. Is a very viable thing here. I think you wanted to say something hot, put the hot thing in, and then basically shat your pants at the end and didn't actually say what you really meant because you're a coward.
Because you're a coward, racist piece of shit.
Like, why? The thing is, like, things that matter in real life don't matter in a fantasy world because orcs don't exist in real life, but they do in my fantasy world.
But
so why does it matter?
It's the implication that some cultural norms in real life, they should be treated as vile and evil.
What? Why?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by
Why
that?
don't you give me the example, coward?
Coward.
Why don't you give me the example, coward?
You pathetic.
You are, like, come on.
This is an example
of a coward.
Of a coward. And everything that is wrong with how we perceive the cultural norms, right? Like, what the fuck do you mean cultural norms in real life should be perceived as vile and evil? What are you talking about?
Cultural norms, they mean cultural appropriation. That's what they want to do.
Listen, we know exactly what they're saying here. Go
on.
They're saying that people of color are vile and evil. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
People with different coloured skin.
People who aren't white.
Too white.
That's what you're saying.
Are vile and evil.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're saying. And you know what? Having races that are fundamentally evil in your world doesn't make you a racist. I think it does.
Man, like...
I think it does.
I just can't believe you would put this on the internet and... Like, look, we don't need any more hate in the world, so I don't know why I'm saying this, but it's like, why would you go as far to saying something like this, but actually just saying what you mean?
I know, and like, you know, not also like...
Is it because you want plausible deniability?
Yeah, like to not even give an example. It's like, you know, I read the comments and people were like, yeah, but, you know, you can say that, but then the drow, like...
Oh, what? Because they've got dark skin, they're evil?
The stereotype of the drow, and then Wizards of the Coast walked it back. Wizards of the Coast should have fucking never, ever, ever made that correlation, ever, and at all, by the way.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like... Then it comes into the argument of like, yeah, but times have changed, and it's like, has it for people of colour?
For who?
Has it for people of colour? Because it was probably hurtful for them years ago when they made it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not going to fucking say that them changing it isn't a good thing. Them changing it is a good thing. They shouldn't have done it in the first place, but look, we fucking make mistakes, and at least rectifying them is the right thing to do. We shouldn't have made them in the fucking first place because it still hurt people back then. I don't, like, have you ever seen a more cowardice thing on the internet?
And you know what? Another comment in here was like, you are missing the nuance of this. You're missing the nuance of these, like, drow, they grew up they lived in like an oppressive society that made them do evil things, and they did evil things because of their environment. You're saying here that they're just born evil, and they do evil things because they're born evil, not the circumstances of their life. And it's like, if that isn't a perfect metaphor
for life,
I don't know what is.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like
saying that they're fundamentally evil. Like
it's systemic racism.
Yeah, it is.
Like, people born into, like, situations that they never chose to be born into. Like, it's not their fault. And you're basically saying, oh, it is your fault. But it's not. Like, how can it be? I just don't, like, it's the most brain dead ass fucking shit
the most
I've
boring,
ever heard.
normie fucking take.
Like, I thought we were done with this.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I fucking hope this was an old post. Because if this is still fucking happening now, like,
I know.
It just boils my fucking piss, and it fucking winds me up so fucking much. And the fact that you couldn't even fucking say it, and you just had to, like, thinly veil it
behind D&D.
Shut up. Like, you are just a fucking coward who's a racist, who's desperate to be a racist, but can't say it out loud.
Yeah, you suck. You suck. Boo. Boo. Let's move on.
Boo. I'm trying to not get upset.
Your jimmies
My
have been
jimmies
rustled.
rustled.
I know.
I've had them rustled. You put your hand in them and you've rustled them.
And again, this is our, I don't know, weekly message. If you any form of hate. You are toxic. You are hateful. You hate people just by who they are. You don't belong here.
You don't belong here.
But
this
everyone
isn't for you.
else.
This isn't for you. This is actually, I'm gatekeeping this community.
Yeah, I'm gatekeeping
from you.
Yeah. And if you don't subscribe to any of those ideas, you're welcome here.
You're welcome here.
You're safe. We support all of our friends. We support our LGBTQIA plus people. We support our people of color. You are welcome and you are safe here.
We love you here. You are safe here.
And all the hateful pieces of shit you don't even get to get in the club. No, you can't even look at the club.
You can't even look at the club. Get
out of here.
Like, we will not fucking tolerate it. We've said it since fucking day one and we stand by it. And we haven't had any fucking hate in this community at all so far. And I think that's probably because we make it very fucking clear that you don't belong here.
Agreed.
You aren't allowed here.
Yeah, so get out.
We don't want you here.
Yeah.
You fucking suck.
You suck. Boo.
Take your hate and go and talk to each other about how much you hate us.
Yeah.
That's
put
fine.
yourself in an echo chamber and stay there.
Put yourself in an echo chamber and stay there because we don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And if you've been thinking these things and you are listening to what we're saying and you're like, well,
get out of here.
And you are even open-minded to the idea, like, look, we understand that people can change. And if you are willing to change, you might be allowed in.
Yeah, get out of here.
So fuck off.
Yeah. Anyway, this next one, Jesus Christ, from, these are all from the Reddit. So,
from the Reddit?
This next one is, allowing paladins to be any alignment and serve evil deities undermines the entire concept. The class was intended to depict the classic knight in shining armor, paragon of good and justice of the medieval romance, particularly the 12 peers of Charlemagne, which also gives us the name. They should be required to be lawful good, and that's that. The restriction is the trade-off for the power that paladins get. If you break your alignment, you should need to face the consequences of those actions and lose them, unless your character atones.
Wow. Talk about vanilla-ass boring bullshit.
Jesus
Talk
Christ.
about fucking literal, never fucking stepping outside of the box.
And you know what? Again, if this was a player choice, a player saying, I want my paladin to be lawful good. I want all of these things. Yes. Oh my God. I break my plea. I break my vow, and I have to atone for it. That's fine. However,
you can be an evil paladin that breaks their vow for good.
Oh my God.
And still have the same consequences. Like, a deal or a vow can be the same thing, and you can break that. You could be the most neutral motherfucker on earth, but still have a vow.
Yep.
And if you break it, consequences can happen.
Yep.
Why does it have to be good and good only?
Like, again, man, paladins are really going through it, aren't they? Paladins really, really, absolutely get slammed into this lawful good thing, don't they?
Yeah,
and I understand why. I do understand because, yes, the text, the raw text, lends itself towards this, right?
Well, look at the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at the paladin in there.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, lawful good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it goes so far.
It's almost like satire.
It's satire.
Yeah,
it's
like
funny.
satire. Yeah, and again, there is absolutely completely room for lawful good paladins.
Yeah.
But like, listen, my next paladin, you better believe she's true neutral. She is completely true neutral, if maybe not leaning the other way.
And I think the thing is, right, like, I get the idea. The thing is, paladins are strong as fuck.
Yeah.
So I understand that they might have to, like, if you want to, it's all about want, though. Like, if you want to roleplay that sort of, like, really committed to a thing, I get it, because that's where you get your divine power or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I understand that, and that's a great roleplay tool that you can use, but it's however you want to use it.
Yeah, completely.
Good,
I agree.
bad, neutral. Literally, just like, hate goblins.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
If I see a goblin, I kill it.
Yeah.
Like, that. If that's your fucking vow, fine.
Yeah.
And you see a goblin and you don't kill it and you break your vow because you realize that not all goblins are the worst. It's like,
yeah.
Like, just why?
Yeah.
Why do we have to be put in this box?
And it's like the class is intended to depict the classic knight in shining armor. It's like, yeah, what, like 30 years ago?
Fuck me.
Like,
when was this post written? 30 years ago?
I don't know. I hope
so. Was this post written the day one of the internet?
And again, I do completely understand, like, wanting to stick to, like, the canonic law. I totally get it.
You can do that.
At the same time, you should be able to play however you want to. We live in an age now in D&D where things like your alignment really don't matter that much unless you want them to matter.
And if you do want them to matter, fine.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, like, you're saying that they have to be played this way.
Yeah, and then you have to atone if you...
And we're saying you can play that way, but also every other way. So it's like, who... And I'm not saying that I'm right, but I'm right.
I think any opinion where it's like you can do kind of what you want. Yeah, I think that's the right opinion. Genuinely,
like genuinely the right opinion, because it's like this person's saying you can play one way and one way only, and I'm saying that's fine, you can play that way, but also every other way is fine.
Yeah. What do we think about? Do we think this is a hot take?
I think this is I think now this is a hot take.
Yeah, agreed. I think maybe
10 years ago,
and then 3.5 era. Yeah, I think maybe. I think this is kind of maybe a lukewarm take, to be honest.
This is. Oh no, I think it's a hot take.
Do you think it's a hot take?
Yeah, because I think it's dog shit trash.
Oh no, yeah. But do you think in like the general public?
So I think it is a hot take because it's so bad now.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, okay, got you.
Is we've come so far that it's almost cycled round to become a bad take.
Yeah, no, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I'm with you. I agree. Actually, I agree. Yeah, I think stinks.
Pestilent.
Stinks.
And unpopular now.
Ooh,
I think maybe it wouldn't have been the case a while ago.
Stinks. All right.
You stink.
All right. The next one is having a really clear idea of your character's initial personality traits, communication style, and decision-making impulses is way more helpful than a 45-page backstory with lots of lore and unresolved issues.
I agree because I agree for two reasons. Okay. Reason number one.
Yep.
Before session 1.
Yeah.
Understanding who your character is more important than their 14,000-page backstory because it's probably not going to come up in session 1. Whereas you being a person is going to become a thing in session 1.
True. See, listen, this is bias of me. I put this in because this is what I do. Not the 45-page backstory. Like, when I make a backstory, and you know what? I think I put this one in seeing this. Why are you looking at me like that?
Go on.
Because when I make a backstory, I have like a really brief kind of like backstory. For example, Kira's backstory, it was like a short letter, and then I had the past, the present, the future, her goals, and I will put on things like personality traits, and that's how I build a backstory.
Yeah.
Because I think having, like you said, having an idea of like who your character actually is and
is just as important as a backstory.
Yeah, I also think a backstory is really important too, though.
I think both are very important, but the thing is, like, I wrote a backstory for the campaign that we're doing for Botan, and I wrote out my entire backstory, and it was probably one of the longest backstories I've ever written.
Yeah.
And it was 3.5 pages,
yep.
which is long for me. Like,
very
really,
long for you.
really, really long.
Very, very long for
you.
you.
And the thing is, right, I write it out. It's so weird because I write it out really for myself.
Yeah.
I could honestly condense down the information that the Dungeon Master needs into about 200 words.
Yeah.
But what I do is when I write it out, it
puts you in the headspace.
It puts me in the headspace. Yeah. And then as I write it out, I'm like, okay, they're like this because of this, and this is who I am, and I react like this to this topic being brought up and things like that. But then afterwards, I did literally just go and write what is important to my character and some character traits.
Yeah. And you know what? The whole letter thing, one of our friends who's in the campaign was like, yeah, I wrote their backstory as a letter, and I was like, that's a really good idea. I'm going to do the same.
Yeah.
And it puts you in the headspace, especially like writing something forged from their own hand.
I read mine as a monologue.
Yeah. And again, I think that puts you in the character space. But, you know, I also really hate the narrative that like, this is better than that. Having it like, this is better than that. Because this is demonizing the people with, listen, no one has a 45-page backstory. No one. I don't care. No one has a 45-page backstory. Like, I really hate the demonizing of people who have rich backstories and lore for their characters. I feel like that happens so much nowadays. It's kind of like there's this trend of being like ambivalent. There's a trend of ambivalence at the moment of not really caring and being like, yeah, whatever. And a bit of a rant. I just don't agree. I just don't agree.
The thing is, it's like, for me, I only have the opinion of don't give your Dungeon Master too much to read because I'm terrible at reading. And it takes me literally, like, if you give me 3.5 pages, like I gave my Dungeon Master, it would probably take me 3 hours to read.
Yeah.
Sadly, because I'm like super slow at reading.
Yeah.
Because I just get distracted when I read.
And I think you would begrudge anyone who sent you 3.5 pages of backstory.
Yeah. And the thing is, when I sent to my Dungeon Master, I was like, let me know if it's too long. And I'm really sorry if it's too long, and I will condense it down. But they were like, it's fine.
Jack ended up having the longest backstory.
I ended up having the longest backstory.
By far.
And I was like, I sent it and I was like, let me know if it's too long because I know I could condense it down. I knew I could, but my Dungeon Master was just like, it's totally fine. So I was like, okay. If it's okay, I won't rewrite this. But like, yeah, I think my only issue with really long backstories, and this is the thing, because when it's really long, remember when we read out that other one the other day and it was like, I turned a tree into a thing and it walked out of the thing. And there's these 5 people. And then I got a doll with a demon and it's just like,
what on earth do I do with that?
It's like, what do you want me to pick out?
Yeah, totally.
Like, if there's too much information, sometimes it can become really confusing for your Dungeon Master.
Yeah, I feel like there's a happy medium here.
There is.
I do genuinely think it's important when you're creating a character to think of their personality traits, their communication style, how they make decisions, what has happened to them in their past to inform who they are now. I also think it's important to have a backstory. I think there's a medium
I think there is a medium here. And the thing is, I got on a call with my Dungeon Master before I even wrote my backstory and spoke to my Dungeon Master and said, this is my idea for a backstory. This is sort of like the core things that I wanted to explore. Yeah. And she knew straight away like what I wanted to explore, everything before I even wrote it.
Yes.
So it was like...
It was the same. I did exactly the same.
Like, I think what we should normalize and what we should probably say is talk to your Dungeon Master about what they want.
Yeah.
From your backstory.
Yeah.
Do they want a voice memo? Do they want a letter? Do they just want pages of backstory?
Yes.
How do they want it formatting to make their life easier?
Totally.
To receive as much information from you as possible if you want to give them more information.
Totally. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. Do you think that this is a hot take?
Read it again.
Having a really clear idea of your character's initial traits, etc., is way more helpful than a backstory.
I don't agree. And I think that is a hot take.
Yeah, I agree. Because there's obviously more nuance than how I just summarized it.
Because I think both are great. If I was to choose one, it would definitely be who my character is in session 1 because there's no way my backstory is getting explored in session 1. I don't think.
I also think this is a kind of a lukewarm take. I think a lot of people I think yes. I think they're both important. I think prioritizing one or the other. I think this is just a lukewarm take, to be honest.
It's a bit of a shit take.
Yeah. I really hate the demonizing of
if you want to give your Dungeon Master lots of backstory, just make sure they are ready to receive it in the format you are going to give it to them in.
Yes, exactly.
Because if you give it to them in a fucking special PowerPoint presentation that's got like music over it, they're probably going to be quite excited.
Listen, I put a song with my backstory. My backstory is 437 words. I put a song in it. I timed it to the song.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I put the link saying, listen to this if you want optimal sadness. Yeah. She did. She listened to it.
I could literally have not written my backstory because I already spoke to my Dungeon Master about it.
Yeah, it's good to put it down.
But I put it down on paper just really for me, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. All right, this next one. DMs don't give their players enough crap about being underprepared, late, or unengaged for game sessions, self-included. 90% of the time, this isn't an issue. Most of the time, they are ready, focused, and engaged with story/combat. It's really those few times that I just want to scream at them to understand that it hurts when they are exceptionally late without warning or completely divested from narrative because they're on their phones in the background. And yes, I understand that communicating with your players in a calm and understanding way is ideal, but for Bahamut's sake, I want to reach through my screen and slap them sometimes.
Oh, man, this divides so much. Okay, the late thing, there's no excuse.
Yeah. Just let your DM know. Just let your DM know if you're going to be late.
If you're going to be late,
just tell them.
Let them know. Be like, my fucking dog's just thrown up. I'm going to be half an hour late.
I'm going to be half an hour late. Fine. Just let them know.
Fucking life happens. And if your Dungeon Master's pissed off with you because your dog threw up, then your Dungeon Master sucks. But if you let your Dungeon Master know if you're going to be late and they're like, that's fine, fair enough, everyone's fine at that point.
Just let them know.
The next bit, man, we've posted things like this on TikTok and this literally splits the fucking room down the middle because I've had people being like, wanting my undivided attention is a surefire way to not want my undivided attention. Like, that is a hot, garbage, disrespectful full of shit take.
Yeah.
Of course I want your undivided attention because I've spent the entire week planning a session for us all to have a good time at Dungeons and Dragons. If you just don't want to give me your attention because I want it, then you're a fucking child and you need to check your attitude. Now, there was a lot of people on social media, on TikTok, saying, I need my phone because I've got ADHD. I'm neurodivergent.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle to pay attention, and actually having my phone helps me pay attention more. That is fucking fine. That is the cards you've been dealt in life. You are neurodivergent. You have ADHD. And that helps you. And as long as you tell your dungeon master that and they understand that you're not just on your phone.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's communication. It's being fine. Like, I have this because of XYZ.
Yeah.
But I think if you're just sat there like...
scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah, like, but, you know, if you're sat there and you haven't prior discussed why that you're doing these things, I think it's just so rude. And again, the whole, like, undivided attention thing, like... That's why you're there, right?
You want to play D&D, right?
You're there because you've taken time out of your day to play D&D with these people, and to you've committed your time to playing the game.
I spend, like, when I've got a campaign running, I spend countless hours through the week thinking about what's going to happen in the next session, thinking about what's going to happen with the story, how I'm going to reveal things, how I'm going to plan your backstory, all of these things. And if you come to the session and you don't want to give me your undivided attention because I'm trying to dungeon master for you, then you're a fucking dogshit player who I don't think really deserves to be playing at a table with a dungeon master.
It sounds like Jack's saying this from experience. I promise he isn't.
No,
I promise none of us have ever done this to him before.
My players are fucking amazing, and they turn up and they pay attention and we have a great time. But it's like, somebody commented that on TikTok, and I just don't understand the mentality.
Yeah, I know. I feel like, again, we live in an age where holding attention is difficult. It is. And it's because the world has made it really difficult for us to pay attention.
Of course.
Like, I totally get it. But, you know, to say like, God, I can't believe you want my undivided attention. It's like, yeah.
Of course I do.
Yeah, of course I do.
Because we want to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I've planned a lot for you.
Yeah.
And, like, I planned a lot for all of us. Of course I want your attention.
I think it's like a big respect thing as well. And like, I don't know, maybe I'm sounding like an old boomer when I say that. Like, I don't know, but
I don't think respect is a boomer thing.
No.
Like, and the thing is, I get it. If being on your phone helps you concentrate, then be on your phone because I would like you to concentrate. That's fine. If you need to do something at the same time because that helps you concentrate, that's fucking fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But just not wanting to pay attention
yeah,
for the sake of not...
I know,
because paying attention isn't cool is a fucking hot trash garbage take.
I know. And you know what? The first sentence, DMs don't give their players enough crap about being underprepared. I also agree with this, to be honest. Like, it's hard because if the DM is underprepared, everyone knows. Like, if the DM doesn't plan at all, people will know. It will be obvious. The DM has to run the session. Yeah. You know, there's nuance to that, of course, but... you will know. However, if a player comes unprepared, they haven't rolled their HP, they haven't prepared their spells, they haven't
looked at the
leveled up, they haven't, etc. Like, it's so much easier for a player to be like, oh, sorry, and then hold everyone up and then do that without any consequence, where the DM doesn't have that luxury, I think. Yeah. I agree. I think we need to. We all need to hold ourselves to a standard.
Yeah, I don't think we need to give people shit because
I agree.
That causes like toxicity. But just, you know, like being respectful enough to be like, oh, I leveled up. Let me just check if I get anything.
Totally.
That takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, totally.
And you know, you aren't like holding the party back. Yeah. You aren't holding the dungeon master back. You aren't holding the session back by doing it. But yeah, look, I think I've maybe said it before, being on your phone in a session is disrespectful, and I take that back. Because I don't have ADHD. I am not neurodivergent. So I would like to apologize to anybody I may be upset by saying that. You know, fucking Jesus Christ.
Did you upset anyone by saying that?
I think so.
Fair enough.
I think I might have. And like, I maybe was speaking from a place of ignorance there. Because again, I am not neurodivergent at all, and I don't have ADHD, so like I don't really struggle to concentrate. But you know, if you came to my session and you were like, I have ADHD, I'm probably going to be on my phone because it helps me concentrate. Fine, because I know why you're on your phone. But like, if I don't know why you're on your phone, and you're just on your phone and it looks like you're not paying attention, that kind of feels bad.
Yeah, agreed. I completely agree. And again, if you're going to be late, just tell your DM.
Just tell your fucking DM.
Just tell your DM. Just say.
And if you just don't want to give me your undivided attention for the purpose of not giving me it, you suck.
Then don't come.
Then don't play D&D.
Then don't come.
And don't expect me to prepare for you if you aren't going to listen.
Yeah. I think I think this, I don't think this is a hot take. I think,
I think giving people shit isn't fair.
Yeah.
It's not about
to
that.
be fair, OP kind of recognizes that and says like, listen, I understand, but sometimes I just want to fucking slap him.
Yeah.
Listen, are you friends if you don't want to slap your friends every now and then? What can I say?
I think this is actually not unpopular.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think this is unpopular as well.
But, yeah. It's enough.
Yeah. All right, this next one is not all PC concepts are good concepts. Some are just dumb. Creative does not automatically mean good, and I am referring to the characters in regards to roleplay, not mechanics. All right, I'm ready to be crucified for my take now.
You didn't give me an example, so I can't really crucify you.
Yeah.
You've given a slightly potentially hot take, but not told me why.
Well, okay. Not all PC concepts are good concepts. Let's use, for example, that dude who was like, I'm going to play the cow. I'm going to be the cow.
Yeah. like, look, the cow was not a good character.
The cow was not a good character.
Look, the cow isn't a good
Listen,
character concept.
If you don't know what we're talking about, there was, I don't know what it was. There was an Am I the Arsehole where the DM was like, am I okay to tell this player not to play as a literal cow?
Yes.
Like the cow is just like magically made to look like a person, but it's still a cow.
That is fine to tell.
Yeah. Like, you know, I the thing is, I actually do understand what OP is saying here. I really do wish that there was an example.
Like, look, let's just bring it back to the example of I am the world's greatest dragon slayer, and I've slain all the dragons.
Yeah.
Tiamat has fallen by my hand.
Yeah.
But I've forgotten my roots, so I want to go back, and now I start my journey again. That is a hot trash backstory.
Yeah, that's a really difficult backstory for your DM to deal with.
Like, if you've done it all, where are we going?
Yeah, but like, you know, I can't tell if they're saying it in that sense, in like, listen, the cow being a person is dumb, right?
Yeah.
Or the only thing I'm picking up here is they're saying creative does not automatically mean good. That kind of suggests to me that they're being a little bit judgy.
Yeah, that walks
they're being
the
a little
line
bit
of,
like, oh, you're trying to be too creative and too edgy.
Yeah, that walks the line of being a bit of a gatekeeper.
Yeah, agreed.
A bit of
that's agreed.
Like, look, not every story is great.
No,
like, that's fine.
No, yeah, totally.
That's why we have shit movies and shit books.
Yeah, and you know what? Not every character backstory you come up with is going to be amazing as well. It's like quite simply.
Yeah.
And sometimes you make a character, it gets into the game and it's not at all what you thought it was going to be, and that's completely normal as well. Like, I don't like the insinuation that creative does not automatically mean good. I think there's nothing wrong with being creative.
There's nothing wrong with being creative, but not every character backstory is good.
Yeah, but and you know, like the perfect example, the cow. That's a bad idea.
It's a terrible idea.
That's terrible. That's a bad concept.
It's a terrible idea.
That's a bad concept.
I am a cow that just takes the form of a human.
But you know, like the edgelord tiefling rogue who is like the lone wolf and all these things, like just because you've been creative with that, or like you've tried to, I don't know, incorporate these different things, doesn't mean that it's bad as well. Like, I think everyone should stop judging each other. I say as I judge the cow.
Yeah.
I say as I sit here and I judge all these opinions.
But you say that. That's what I meant about the dates earlier.
The dates.
The campaign with the dates. Don't judge people who don't make dates.
Yeah, no, agreed.
This is what I mean. It's
agreed.
Like, and it's like, don't judge people who fucking power build. Don't judge people who don't power build. Like, we're just fucking, like, a lot of these hot takes are just shit, because it's like, I have this really strong opinion that really there's no need to have.
Yeah, this opinion that is entirely subjective, but I'm treating it like it's objective.
Yeah. It's just like, it's all of them. It's like, if I don't have a date for my campaign, who cares? But
you know, like the not all PC concepts are good concepts. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, not all of them are naturally.
See,
I just wish there was an example.
All of these fucking hot takes are like, part of it's good, and then you say something trash.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, agreed.
It's like, I agree with that, and then you say something horrible.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the nuance of what this take is, because there isn't an example. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think the nuance in this is?
If we chop this take in half, and it says just the first bit,
yes, yeah. Not all PC concepts are good concepts. Some are just dumb.
Good.
Yeah, totally.
I agree with that, because some are just dumb.
Totally. But then creative does not automatically mean good, and I'm referring to role play, not mechanics. it could potentially be a bit of a stinky take, but I don't know.
You sounded a little bit stinky.
Yeah, a little bit stinky. A little bit stinky.
I think we're going to leave it in. The first part was good. The second part was bad.
Yes. Yeah, well, yes, indeed. So we have 3... Why did I do that? We have 3 more left.
We have 3 left.
We have 3 left.
We have 3 left.
So buckle in.
3 left, baby.
Get yourself... Are you buckled?
Are you buckled?
I'm not seeing much buckling.
I'm not seeing much buckling.
You want to die on this ride? That's fine.
This is about to be wild.
Right, so this next one is stop hating on your DM for the way that they portray a hostile NPC.
Okay, yeah. So I think I understand what this is trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And, bad guys are bad guys.
Yeah, bad guys are bad guys.
And your DM isn't taking it out on you. Because I've seen a player feel singled out when our dungeon master was simply just doing the right thing. They started concentrating on an extremely powerful spell, so they tried to break the concentration, and this player was like, "Why are you focusing on me?" And then the DM said, "It's because you're concentrating on the spell." And then they continued to attack them, and they were like, "Why is he still focusing on me?"
Yeah, I completely agree. And the word here is hostile as well. The way you portray a hostile NPC, I think the problem with this kind of comes in when people maybe can't separate themselves from their characters.
Exactly.
And I think that's when things can get nasty. And there's been times before, when we first started playing D&D with one of our friends, there was not an argument our characters got into, but it was a moral quandary that they got into. And my character was really passionate about it. And I remember afterwards they messaged me being like, "You weren't mad at me, were you?" And I was like,
"No.
Oh my God, no.
No.
Oh my God." So I understand. I totally get it.
And there's things in the world, we have combat. There's things in the world that are going to want to kill you. You are traversing, extremely dangerous landscapes with dangerous monsters. And there are very bad guys who literally are the bad guys of the campaign. Of course, they are going to want to attack you and kill you.
Yeah, and of course, they're not going to want to listen to you, and they're not going to want to talk to you.
And look, we might role play out a little bit of talky.
Yeah.
And, they might explain their evil plan and stuff like that.
But ultimately, they're gonna, they're the bad guy for a reason.
They're a bad guy for a reason,
right?
Let's not punish our dungeon master for playing the bad guy.
Oh my God, totally. And bad guys can be nuanced as well. And take Angerboda. In the end, everything was, the slate was wiped clean or whatever. But in the lead up to that, every interaction we had with her, she was very hostile to us, and we were very hostile to her. And we never once saw that as you being difficult.
I think it's because there's a lot of people who just cannot differentiate themselves.
Yeah, which is, I get that. Listen, I get that.
Yeah.
I understand, especially when you're new to it. Separating yourself from your character is difficult. I get that.
I think you need to, though.
You need to.
I think you need
100%. You need to
find a way to do that.
You need to.
You're not helping anyone by not being able to.
True. No, I completely agree. And, I think this kind of comes into the player versus DM thing as well.
Yeah.
I can see so many situations in which DMs they play the bad guy, and they're doing it to be obviously a detriment to the players. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can see situations in which DMs are over the top bad.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I think this comes down to trust with your DM as well.
I think it comes down to a bit of trust.
Yeah. I don't think this is an unpopular a hot take at all. I think 100%.
I have joined a session where the dungeon master said in session 0, and it's obviously because they've had players who couldn't before.
Yes.
Who is like, "I am not your enemy."
Yes.
The bad guys are your enemies.
But I am not.
Yeah,
I think that's such an important thing to remember.
And that is really important to say and to remember that your dungeon master, I would say, wants you to succeed.
They should want you to
succeed.
Yeah,
I've always wanted my players to succeed and get to the end of my story, but at the same time, my bad guys don't.
The bad guys are going to be awful. The bad guys are going to betray you, and they're going to be horrible to you.
And they're set traps for you.
And that's because they're the bad guy, and that's the joy of it.
Yeah.
I agree. Stop hating on him. Stop hating on your DM for the...
Don't hate on your dungeon
It's not your DM. It's not your DM being nasty. It's the characters.
Yeah.
So, this next one. It is okay if your player isn't engaged in roleplay. Them having fun, sitting back, watching the story unfold, and taking their turn in combat isn't a problem to be solved.
As long as you're okay with it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Totally. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
As long as everyone understands and everyone's okay with it, yeah.
There are naturally people who are more confident with roleplay.
Of course.
There are naturally people who are less confident.
Of course.
And if they just like at the beginning, like Josh was not now. Fucking Josh roleplays like fuck.
Yeah.
But like at the beginning, he in the first campaign it was just you, Matthew, and Josh.
Yeah.
It was definitely he sat back a little bit
Totally.
more.
Yeah. Totally.
And like just watched the roleplay happen. He interjected now and then, but then
indeed, and he interjected in very impactful ways.
Yeah.
Josh's character was a man of few words, but very impactful words when he did speak.
And I think maybe like after the first campaign, I was like, that's just Josh. Josh isn't as heavy as a role player. But then it got into the second campaign.
Yeah.
And Abby joined.
Yeah.
And I think it brought Josh out of his shell a lot.
I completely agree.
So Josh, I think, was actually just playing his character
totally.
in the first campaign.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm with you.
Yeah.
And again, that was never an issue.
No,
and I think the most important thing is, as long as they're enjoying themselves, like they said, them sitting back, watching the story unfold, they're taking their turn in combat, they're doing everything they have to.
Yeah,
I agree. It isn't a problem that needs to be solved.
No, that's fine.
As long as you've had the conversation and as long as you've said, like, are you enjoying it? Is there anything I can do to accommodate this?
No other player is getting upset or frustrated by it.
Exactly. Because
as long as everyone just understands.
Totally.
Yeah.
I can see how the role players could be like, oh, then they never get involved. What do we do? But I think, again, a conversation. And I think there is this idea that, oh, this player isn't engaging. What can I do? How can I get them in? How do I make them engage? Do I force this? Is it up to them? And I think OP says it. Maybe it isn't a problem to be solved.
Maybe it's not a problem to be solved.
As long as they're enjoying themselves.
As long as every single time you check in, they go, yeah, I had a great time. Who cares?
Yeah, totally. I completely agree.
Everyone plays D&D differently.
They turn up every week or however often you play.
Yeah.
They're engaged. They do the thing. Yeah. I agree. I really like this.
I like it. It just shows that it's like, everyone plays differently, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
As long as you're getting out what you want,
and
who gives a fuck?
There's nothing wrong in asking the person, like, is there anything I can do to accommodate you better? Yeah. That's actually a very good thing to do, but sometimes people just be like, no, I'm great. I'm fine.
I'm not gonna fucking blast.
Yeah. Josh.
Yeah.
Literally Josh in the first campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. I like that. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion at all. Actually,
I think it is an unpopular opinion.
I think
people will be like, no, they need to.
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
I think so, and I think sometimes, especially for the DM, it can be hurtful. I think, like, personally hurtful if maybe someone isn't engaging in the role play in the way you expect them to do.
Yeah.
But also understanding that everyone plays differently. Yeah. As well.
Agreed.
Yeah, I like that one. I think that's a really good one. I think it might be unpopular though. Yeah.
I think it is unpopular.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's for a malicious reason.
Indeed.
I think it's just for a lack of understanding.
Indeed. So the last one. This is your last. I didn't say the penultimate.
Is this the last one?
This is the last one. This is 15?
This is 14.
This is 14. Did 14. I not? I thought I had 15. Anyway, this is number 14.
Number 14,
this
your
is the
last one.
So, balance is dumb. Not every battle should be winnable.
It's again two separate takes. Yeah. Balance is dumb is a fucking dumb thing to say.
Yep. Agreed.
But not every battle should be winnable is a great thing to say.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
sometimes an unwinnable battle can show the flexing of muscles of a BBEG.
Absolutely.
Something that's maybe too dangerous right now. Do you know in World of Warcraft, if anyone's played it, when you accidentally walk into the really high level zone
and you're
and
like,
then one hit takes off half your health and you're like, I'm
getting out of here.
Like, like that can happen. Just take campaign 2. I don't know if everyone's seen it. Towards the end, they run away from a fight with what ends up becoming the BBEG early. They almost have 3 fights with the BBEG as it goes on. Mm-hmm. And they were just unprepared, underleveled until the last moment. Mm-hmm. Like, showing and flexing is a great storytelling still.
Agreed.
And
it's still...
in my shit.
No. And it's like, yeah, I agree. It's kind of like the foreshadowing as well. And I think this is something that we, like us as a specific group, had to learn. The idea of being able to run away.
Yeah.
Like, that's something I think that maybe isn't made as clear as it should be. Like, there's always the option to run. I think you can get caught up as a player being like, oh, well, the DM made the map and the DM planned this. And...
I tell my players very, very, very regularly, if it's not going well, don't be afraid to run away.
Yeah, totally. And you're very good for saying this isn't looking good for you.
This isn't looking great.
Yeah. And we take that as the warning of, oh fuck, we gotta get out of here.
Leave.
We better get out of here. And we haven't had to run away many times. However,
no.
I remember the one time we did run away, and it was such a terrible, awful moment.
It was not good.
And it was awful. And it really defined our characters forevermore after we had to run away from that fight. And it was a really good moment. And if we hadn't have ran, we would have died. We would have TPK'd and we would have died
100%.
without a shadow of a doubt. And
see, it's like balance is dumb. It's like, why? Why is balance dumb?
Yeah, like I don't even necessarily know why the two are connected.
No, it's
balance is dumb. Not every battle should be winnable.
It's just two different things.
That leads me to believe that maybe OP is saying you should be TPKing. Like there should be fights that you do die in. There should be fights you TPK in.
Yeah.
I don't know without the examples.
Like balance is dumb. It's like maths is a thing. Mathematics
as much
exists.
as I wish it wasn't.
And we play Dungeons & Dragons, which is a numbers-based game.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, of course balance is a thing. Saying balance is dumb is the stupidest fucking thing you could say in a game based off numbers. Monsters have CR. I don't agree with CR, but like power levels of monsters.
Yeah.
Balance is dumb is hot trash. Not every fight is winnable is very restful.
Yeah, I agree. I again, but I also think it's only really wasteful for me. I think they should be not winnable in a narrative way.
In a narrative sense.
Not in a I'm gonna fucking TPK you and kill you.
If it's a I'm gonna throw a fucking ancient red dragon at my level 3 party just to show them just to show them who's boss and that I can dunk on them. Wrong.
Categorically wrong.
You smell.
Yeah. However, having a fight where maybe you've overexpended your resources.
You can't take on the last monster of the dungeon.
Yeah.
You're going to get away with the thing that you needed because you fucked up is a great storytelling tool.
Totally.
Again, the amount of times in campaign 2 where they fail and it makes it just the more sweeter when they succeed.
It was
is great.
Yeah, it was the same. It was the same with us that one time that we really had to run away. It shaped the campaign for us. It really
I think it did.
It did. And I think it's okay to recognize that you need to run away sometimes. And putting in narrative things like that is great storytelling. I love that. So the first half, if they're saying it in a way of I'm gonna fucking TPK you, but yeah, no, I agree. I like that. I like that.
I don't agree with the first half.
Yeah, agreed.
Split it in two.
Yeah, is this a hot take?
Balance is dumb is the hottest, trashiest take I've ever heard.
Yeah. Do you think not every battable?
Not
every battle is winnable. Is a hot take.
I think it's spicy.
I think it's spicy.
I don't think it's quite hot.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's
spicy.
I think a lot of people would dislike.
Yeah.
So first half hot. Garbage.
Putrid.
Second half, little spicy.
Yeah, but restful. I like that. So that's it. That's all you got. What you thinking?
Go on.
Huh?
Go on.
Entity, make them walk away.
Make them walk.
Make them walk. Walk the plank.
Walk the plank.
You fool.
We're gonna go play Dungeons and Dragons in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So wish us luck. Do you want to know what? I'm almost nervous.
I'm nervous too.
Because I'm so excited.
I am. I'm very excited. I am.
I haven't been a player in a long time.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm very excited. Bye. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to enter the Homebrew Challenge. You have until next Monday, the 11th, to get in your Fae necklace. Enter in the Discord. We're going to announce the winner for the corrupted monster on Thursday. If you're in a watch party, thank you so much.
Don't forget to check out our merch. Don't forget to check out our Hellbound Dice Shop for any D&D goodies that you would like. Hit the thumbs up to like the video. It helps a lot, as does commenting. So comment down below with some of your fucking absolute garbage takes.
Give me them.
Give me the garbage.
Give me a garbage takes.
Hit the bell to be notified when we upload a video on a Monday and a Thursday. Subscribe if you haven't. If you are new here, you better subscribe, because if you don't, look, I don't want to tell you what's going to happen.
Oh, you don't want to know.
I don't want to.
We have your blood. You don't want to know.
It's going to be messy. Let me just tell you, if you aren't subscribed and you leave the video, it's going to be messy.
You think walking the plank was bad? Well, just you wait.
Just you fucking wait.
Just you wait.
To walk in the plains of hell. I love you.
I love you.
Even though
we're sending you to the plains of hell.
Bully loves you.
Yeah.
We've been the Eldritch Podblast, and we're going to see you on Thursday.
Bye.